Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess, so let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scattered by Nature TV, and it's time for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, okay? And we are here. Ooh, looks greasy as fuck. We are here to get into some things. We got 3 things that we're going to talk about today. The last video was like 31 minutes long, so I don't want to overload y'all with too much, okay? So this video probably won't be as long as the last one because it's only 3 things to talk about. Now, one of the things that now before we get into anything, as I said on the last one, I am Boys Night Out will be returning next week, January the 7th on Friday. We will all be coming back next week after a holiday hiatus. There will be a new segment on my channel. Me and the person that I'm doing it with, we just came up with a name, and all I gotta do is talk with Josiah to give us like a picture or something, like a thumbnail, maybe a theme song or something like that, and then we're gonna be ready. Whether you like it or not, panel will be coming back soon. As you guys know, we'll be covering Basketball Wives this time around, and we're just waiting on them to come out with a trailer, come out with a release date or something, so we can really start planning this next panel, because Josiah, being the producer that he is really trying to make this thing even bigger than what it already is. And I know that's y'all favorite panel show of mine, so yeah, we're gonna get it popping, okay? As far as anything else, everything else is fine and still locked and loaded. The prelude will still be here. We still have tons of interviews that we're trying to secure and everything like that. So, and I got tons of reviews. We still got roast and review to do until Portia's show is over with. And plus, me and Terrence, we do hop on Alex Salter's panel with Make It Make Sense and a host of others on Alex Salter's channel. We've now bonded with him, and I love me some Alex Salter TV. Love him, love him, love him. Always. Okay, so now we're about to get into some things, and most of this stuff is love and marriage Huntsville stuff. So yeah, we're about to get into it, and every single thing that we're talking about comes from urbanbellmag.com, so we won't have to worry about where the source even came from. Okay, now one of these things is some old shit. Because I hadn't had the time to really cover it, I wanted to throw this in real quick. Now, as you guys already know, with the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion, it was revealed that Melody Holt's mother had a relationship with Maurice and Marceau's brother, and she had a sex tape with him as well. And basically, she got pulled into the drama, and she denied ever having a sex tape with this man and everything like that. So we're about to get into this article really quick. We're about to read it and dissect it and move on to the next topic. So let's talk about it, because there were some things that was being said and all of that stuff. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville star Marceau Scott has been a target of rumors. In fact, Martell Holt accused him of cheating on Letitia Scott with 20 different women. Marceau would go on to deny this, but things went south when Letitia and Melody Holt, between Letitia and Melody Holt, when Melody wouldn't deny the accusations. Martell eventually admitted that he wasn't being truthful, and he and Marceau were able to repair their friendship to some degree. Interestingly enough, it was also rumored that Marceau had a baby outside of his marriage. Miss Wanda had questions about this too, but she came to the conclusion that her son-in-law did not have a secret child. While Marceau isn't the only Scott to get tied up with some gossip, Marceau and Maurice's brother hopped on social media and had fans of the show thinking that he once had a romance with Melody's mother, Miss Vanessa. He also had fans believing that he and Vanessa had a sex tape. On the recent season of the show, Wanda brought this up during an argument with Vanessa. She said that Vanessa should have taught Melody some of the moves she made in the alleged video so she could have kept Martell happy. Martell has placed blame on Melody for his decision to be unfaithful. He said that he cheated because Melody wasn't pleasing him in the bedroom. Interestingly enough, the other Scott brother addressed the alleged video once again, and after the reunion aired in full, and he has apologized for his past comments. Okay, on part 3 of the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion for season 3, Melody Holt's mother faced off with Miss Wanda. Miss Vanessa had a heated conversation with Wanda at Marceau Scott's 5K race. For Vanessa, it didn't make sense that Wanda attempted to give Melody advice about Martell Holt. In fact, Wanda urged Melody to work things out with Martell. Her reason was that no other man would want Melody because she's divorced with 4 children. She also said that Melody was a sister wife and she was fine with Martell having a long-time mistress. When Vanessa called Wanda out for this, it only soured things between them. At the reunion, they had another face-off, and Wanda accused Vanessa of making the sex tape with Marceau and Maurice Scott's brother, Mark Scott. Although Vanessa has denied dating Mark or making a tape with him, the rumors have continued. This is due to the fact that it was Mark who made the accusation on social media. Well, Mark has decided to clear things up after the reunion aired in full. He admitted to not being truthful. He confirmed that he was never in a relationship with Vanessa. There isn't a tape either, but he made the accusations in the past video because he wanted to be relevant. He wrote PSA. Van and I never dated. I mistook her friendship and tried to make it more. When I did the video, I thought it was my opportunity to be relevant. I am ashamed for starting this confusion with my immature actions. I know better than to treat an upright, honest, and supportive woman with such disgrace and disrespectful behavior. I hope that you continue to enjoy the families and the amazing show. Hashtag I apologize. Okay. Now that was pretty much the basis of this situation with Marceau Scott's brother, Mark Scott. Okay. And this is what I got to say about it. Now, one thing about it, I'm glad that he came forward and actually told the truth about what really happened with this situation, because it was kind of foul for you to sit up there and lie on Miss Vanessa like that and make it seem like her old self is out here making SEX tapes with these folks' brother. I thought that was completely messed up. And the fact that you even put that on the internet and then you even admitted that it was your claim at being relevant was really ridiculous. I really think that that was crazy for you to be that desperate for some relevancy that you would go out there and make up an elaborate lie on Miss Vanessa, who didn't even deserve to be drugged into this Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. Now, granted, we all know that she is on the show, so she is subjected to some type of controversy by being a part of this show in some type of capacity. We do understand that. But at the end of the day, I still feel like it was messed up that he would even put her in a position like that to even be judged like that. And the fact that Martell said it, Miss Wanda said it, it only gave it some type of validity that the shit was true, because they were going around repeating it and saying it as well. So yeah, it wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look at all. And I think that was completely messed up that you would even put Miss Vanessa in that situation. And she even said that y'all were actually friends. Y'all did not have no relationship with each other that was above platonic relationship and all of that stuff. And if I was Miss Vanessa, I would not be effing with you no more. And that's just me being honest, because what I cannot stand, one thing I cannot stand is a liar. I cannot stand nobody that sit up here and make up lies when they don't even have to be lying, like making up shit where it don't even need to be made up in. All you got to do is be honest about what's really going on and tell the damn truth. What is the point of lying? I don't understand why people feel the need to sit up and make up lies on folks. I never understand it. I just cannot respect anybody that sit up and make up lies. I just can't. I just can't. Like, I just feel like it was completely fucked up that Miss Vanessa was subjected to this kind of behavior and mayhem, because she didn't deserve it. She really didn't deserve it at all. And I just think that it was messed up. I know that you guys probably think it was messed up too. You know, I don't even like Melody like that, but I love Miss Vanessa. And I think that it was wrong for him to even make up some shit like that off the strength of trying to be relevant. And the fact that he would even admitted that he was trying to be relevant speaks volumes to me. So you really want what your brother's got. You want some relevancy. You want to be on TV. You want to do all of that stuff, and you're going about it the wrong way, honey. You really are. And I think that it's fucked up and it's messed up that you would do that to somebody who was only trying to be a friend of you. You know what I mean? But niggas, like I keep on saying, niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's all I keep on saying. So I hope Miss Vanessa never talks to you again. And if she do, she's a good one, because I could never talk to a person like that would sit up there and completely make up a lie on me and then have people on national TV repeating that shit. I could never. It is what it is. So next up, we got Carlos King. Now, you guys already know that Carlos King is the producer of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bill Collective. He was also a producer on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, you guys already know that people have been wondering if at some point Miss Arionne Curry, will she be on the show at some point? And Carlos King actually sits down and talk about whether or not his former mistress will appear on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm about to give you guys the article right now so we can go ahead and dissect it and move on to the last topic of the day. Now, here we go. Martell Holt's affair has been a hot topic on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville stars Melody Holt and Martell Holt hoped that the show wouldn't hurt their marriage. But in the spirit of transparency, Melody opened up about Martell's infidelities. According to Melody, he cheated on her with multiple women. However, he had a long-time affair with Arionne Curry. Melody suspected that Martell wasn't being faithful again as the Holts were quarantining at the beginning of the pandemic. She said that he continued to leave the house, so she decided that it was time to pull the plug on their marriage. Melody later learned that Martell had a baby on the way with Arionne. Martell's affair and fifth child were discussed at the season 3 reunion. He admitted that he wasn't comfortable telling his other children about their baby brother, and he accused Melody of breaking the news to the children. Melody said that this isn't what happened, but their oldest daughter, Mariah Hope, went off when she saw Martell with the child and Arionne outside of a restaurant. Mariah screamed at Arionne and told her to get away from Martell. While Arionne has been vocal about everything on social media, she feels as if she has no choice but to respond to things on social media because she isn't on the show. It was rumored that Melody could be blocking Arionne from ever appearing on the show. Interestingly enough, Carlos King recently explained what would happen for Arionne to film, and it seems very unlikely that it will ever happen. The latest season of Love and Marriage Huntsville was full of drama. Martell and Melody Holt clashed over the divorce. Martell also took issue with Melody bringing up his fifth child. His longtime mistress, Arionne Curry, gave birth to their son about a year ago. Melody said that the child wasn't the cause of their divorce. She didn't learn about Arionne's pregnancy until after she filed. Carlos King asked Martell some questions about Arionne at the reunion. She ended up coming from Marceau Scott, Maurice Scott, and Letitia Scott as a result. Apparently, she didn't like their comments after Carlos asked if Martell brought Arionne around the group. Some fans of the show have been wondering if Arionne would ever make an appearance on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Carlos was asked this during a recent interview with the Jasmine brand. He said, "Listen, one thing about Love and Marriage Huntsville and the shows that I produce, I follow the reality, right? I follow what my cast members are willing to give. I'm not the type of producer who goes behind my cast members' backs and reveals someone they had no idea was going to appear. I don't operate that way. No shade to those who do. That's just not my blueprint." Carlos continues. So my answer to that is that it would have to be something that the collective would want to do, you know? Then it's a conversation. For example, Maurice's ex-wife, Kiowa, there was a conversation about her being on the show, like several conversations about that. And to Kiowa's credit, she agreed to do it because she wanted to share her side of the story. Maurice wanted it to happen and Kimmy wanted it to happen. So that's the way I operate. It has to be the collective agreeing because I'm not here to disrespect anybody. Okay, now apparently there is some audio to this and I'm about to play it right quick. Let me turn on my Bluetooth speaker so you guys can hear it. And here it is.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can. So let's talk about this other woman. There's been mention of her plenty of times, and there's a baby. He has a boy, so congratulations to them. Is there any plans of this other woman revealing herself in the show? Because I kind of want to, I feel like, and it depends on her personality, but I feel like she should have some time to at least, defend herself or, explain or have her say. Has there been any talks?
Listen, one thing about Love and Marriage Huntsville and the shows that I produce, I follow the reality, right? I follow what my cast members are willing to give. I'm not the type of producer who goes behind my cast members' back and reveals somebody that they had no idea was going to appear. I don't operate that way. No shade to those who do. That's just not my blueprint. So my answer to that is it would have to be something that the collective would want to do, and then it's a conversation, for example, Maurice, ex-wife Kiowa, there was a conversation about her being on the show, several conversations about that. And to Kiowa's credit, she agreed to do it because she wanted to share her side of the story. And Maurice wanted it to happen. And then Kimmy wanted it to happen. So that's the way that I operate. It has to be the collective agreeing to it because I'm not here to disrespect anybody.
Okay, and you heard it from Carlos King himself. Basically, he says that he's not the type of person that would spring somebody on somebody and not let them know that they're coming on the show. He's not that type of person, and he would want that to be done with the collective in mind. The collective would have to be in agreement to her coming on the show. And with that being said, we already know that that's not going to happen. And the collective being Martell and Melody. I know that Melody would not want Arionne to appear on this show in any kind of way, whether it's to only film with Martell or what. She would not want her to be on the show. I have my back and forths about her coming on the show. One part of me says she doesn't deserve to have no spotlight because she was disrespectful to Mel. And on top of that, Mel is a producer on the show, and it would be disrespectful to her to have her come on the show. Facts, right? Nothing but facts. But at the same time, for entertainment purposes, I would want to see Arionne Curry bring her thirsty self on the show to tell her side of the story, because she does have to go on social media to defend her own self and her own character when it's being talked about on the show. And we get mad at her, and people like me do blogs about her and stuff like that when she goes out to do that. But when that's the only thing that you got to defend yourself, that's the only thing you got to defend yourself. So at the same point in time, should we be mad at her for going on social media and going on Instagram Live and going on Facebook and going on Twitter and doing everything else that she possibly can to defend herself when she doesn't have a side to tell on the show? We probably shouldn't be mad, but it does look like she's thirsty for attention. But in all reality, they are talking about her on the show. So why not let her come on the show and tell her side of the story? But at the same time, we also got to be sensitive to what's really going on. This is the same woman that was a part of her family with Martell Holt coming apart and coming loose. So why would she want her to be on the show? So let's take the entertainment factor out of it for a second and just think about how she would feel if she was on the show. That's all I'm saying. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to her coming on the show. Trust me, I ain't opposed to it. But I understand why she would be opposed to it, because that's the same woman that came between her and her marriage, and Martell allowed himself to be taken away from Melody and away from his kids. So of course that would be a sore spot. And of course she don't want to be on TV arguing with his mistress, just like Mimi and Jocelyn all on Love and Hip Hop arguing. They don't want this to be no Love and Hip Hop type of show. They want this to be something else, but it is turning into Love and Hip Hop. But it doesn't take away from the fact that Love and Marriage Huntsville is probably one of the best reality shows that's out right now. That's how I feel, and I'm sticking to it. That's how I feel, and I'm sticking to it, okay? Now we're here for the very last topic of the day, okay? And we are here to talk about OG. As we already know, she was the fan favorite during season 7, 8, and 9, okay? And she was the one who called out the colorism amongst that group, which was Shawnee, Evelyn, Kristen, Phoebe, and Malaysia. She was the one who called them all out. And as we already know, OG is not returning to season 10 of Basketball Wives, okay? She will not be returning. Her last season was last season. She is not coming back. And now she's here to reveal what's next after her departure from Basketball Wives, okay? And I am definitely here to hear about that. So let's get into the article, and then we're going to dissect it, and then we're going to be out of here, you guys. So let's get into it, okay? So Basketball Wives star OG's time on the show ended up being very controversial. She was able to form solid friendships with Tammy Roman and Cece. However, she had heated moments with Kristen Scott, though their issues only worsened for OG after OG told the group that Kristen's husband, Thomas Scott, was adopted by Byron Scott. OG later said that it was Cece who first told her this. So this also worsened the pre-existing issues between Cece and Kristen. While some of the other women felt that OG was messy to make this revelation, Tammy and Cece supported OG. Evelyn Lozada and Shawnee O'Neal were two of the main cast members who said OG went too far. Eventually, OG would have tension with Evelyn Lozada. Evelyn shaded OG about her feet and said that they were always hanging out of her open-toed shoes. OG called her out about this, but their issues heightened after OG said that Chad Johnson was a friend of hers. Evelyn didn't believe OG, but OG would later present past messages from Chad hitting on her. Later on, OG and Evelyn's issues spread over into social media. At one point, OG accused Evelyn of being racist. She believed that Evelyn's usage of a laughing monkey emoji on Instagram was referencing her. Evelyn denied using the monkey emoji to take a shot at OG, so she filed a defamation lawsuit against her. OG clapped back with an emotional distress countersuit. Things got so bad that the women didn't film together during the past season of the show. OG also accused the cast of having a colorism issue. She believes that this is the reason why some of the ladies didn't want to film the reunion with her and said that she made them fear for their safety. Well, OG did not film for the up and coming season. She and Evelyn have both departed from the show amid their messy legal battle. Some fans have been wondering what's going on with OG because she's been radio silent on Instagram for a while now. Interestingly enough, she did confirm that she has some projects in the works, okay? So OG found a lot of support during her controversial time on Basketball Wives. She believed that she was a victim of colorism. In her opinion, this is why the other women said they fear for their safety being around her when she's never fought one person on the show. On previous seasons, conversations took place between OG Kristen Scott and Malaysia Pargo. Both women denied that their issues with OG had anything to do with her skin tone, but OG didn't see things that way. In fact, OG told Kristen that she believed that Evelyn Lozada's receipts about OG over hers because Evelyn is light-skinned. The accusations bothered the rest of the cast, and even Jackie Christie asked OG to leave the cast vacation because she didn't like being accused of being a colorist. As the controversial recent season aired, OG also took to social media to call out producers in the editing of the show. She posted a full audio from certain scenes that she felt had been heavily edited. Interestingly enough, OG is no longer a part of the show. Since it's been revealed that she won't be on the up-and-coming season and most of the Basketball Wives LA women return instead, OG hasn't been that active on social media. In fact, her supporters have been asking for an update. Well, OG did confirm that she has some projects that she's working on during an interview with Young, Bold, and Regal. She said that I'm working on a couple of projects that I like to keep private until they actually launch, but I have different things in the works. I have an audio here, so let me play that real quick for you guys. I'm sorry, y'all, because I ain't got time for all that shit there. Okay, here we go.
Hardy with Young, Bold, and Regal, and I am standing next to a butterfly princess you guys might recognize from reality TV. This is OG. How are you enjoying the start of BET weekend out here in Hollywood?
I'm enjoying it. Honestly, I like to be in California during this time because of the weather, so I can't ask for anything better.
Yes, the vibe is so amazing. The people are so ready.
Come on now. Okay, there we go.
The music, the Black entertainment, that is what we came here for.
Why is this shit constantly
So what else have you been to? Your fans, I'm sure they miss you. I'm sure they tuned in. What's going on with you?
I'm working on a couple of projects that I like to keep private until they actually launch, but I have a lot of different things in the works.
Okay, so you guys stay tuned. And what's your Instagram so that everyone can follow you?
My IG is iHeartOG. Simple.
You can't even forget that. So you guys better tune in. Keep your eyes peeled for what OG is up to. And can you tell me, since we are here with the young, the bold, and the regal, we can clearly see you're young and bold, but what makes OG regal?
I think what makes me regal is the fact that I'm an actual African princess.
So you're Black excellence.
Yes.
I love that answer. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in.
I think that's it. Okay, that is it. Okay, you guys. So that was OG talking about what she got going on at this point without Basketball Wives being a part of it. And one thing I will say is that I am bummed out that OG isn't returning this season. I would have loved to see her interact with the likes of Brandy McSeal, even Brooke Bagley. I would have loved to see how she would have interacted with those ladies. But at the same time, I understand why she is no longer a part of the show. They treated her horribly. They did. They treated her badly. They expected her to kiss their asses. They expected her to go out like a punk, and she didn't. And they expected her to follow her. My thing about it was this very last season that she was on really opened my eyes to a lot of things and a lot of people. People were so quick to call her out for being ugly and saying that it had nothing to do with colorism, that the bitch just ugly. That's what certain people was saying. And I just could not agree with that shit at all. And I always thought that that was very ridiculous. And it just goes back to how us as black people can call out racism all day, but we cannot look colorism in straight in the eye and call it out. The way those women treated OG was definitely colorism. I don't care what nobody say, it definitely was. I'm not the type of person that thinks that everything is about colorism. I'm not the type of person that think that just because a person don't like a dark-skinned person, that makes them a colorist. That's not what it was. It's just the undertones and the things that was said. Evelyn knows that when she put that chimpanzee up on her Instagram story, she knew that she was talking about OG. She knew she was. Why use that emoji? Out of all emojis that you could have used, you used that one. You knew what you were doing, so stop trying to play me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Evelyn and Shawnee were they were the main ones. They were the biggest offenders of this colorism stuff. And the fact that Evelyn nor Shawnee would not even film with OG to address the issues head on was really cowardly to me. But Shawnee has always been the type of woman that would sit up there and start shit. Jennifer wound up turning on OG and everything by the end of the season. And the fact that OG had exposed Jackie for being a fake. And she tried to make her say that it wasn't colorism. But if that's what she felt, then that's what she felt. If that was her fucking experience, then that was her experience. How the hell you gonna tell somebody that it wasn't colorism? That's what she felt, and that's exactly what it was. But Jackie should have just stayed up out of that conversation because she already been accused of being a colorist herself by her own damn daughter. So her best bet was to shut the hell up when it came down to this colorism conversation. That's just how I feel about that particular situation. But I'm glad to hear that OG is doing other things outside of basketball wise. I'm glad that she's moving forward and she seems to be in a better headspace. She does. And I wish her well, and I love OG. Hopefully one day I can interview with OG. I can sit down with OG and really get into the nitty gritty about everything that went down with her on Basketball Wives, because she's no longer under contract with VH1 anymore. So she's free to say whatever it is that she want to say. And I would love to interview OG. OG was probably one of my favorite people on Basketball Wives. Like I love Brandy Maxill, and I love OG, and I love Royce. Those are my top three favorites. Oh, and Jackie, no, I do like Jackie Christie for the most part, but she's a fake too. So I will only say that I love Royce, Brandy, and OG. I love those three the most because they were not afraid to stand up against the bullies that is Shawnee and Evelyn. They did not budge. They did not back down. They did not clam up. They stayed firm in what they believed in and everything. So I always love those three ladies for that alone. With that being said, you guys, this be your boy Scotty. Be sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also be sure to follow me on social media. My Twitter and my IG will be down below. Also, click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever Scotty drops a video. With that being said, y'all, your boy's out of here. Until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.